You better pump up the volume for this one. Welcome back. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is making the biggest donation to a school or university in American history. It is a $1 billion lump sum gift, $1.8 billion lump sum gift donated to his alma mater, Johns Hopkins University. The gift will fund financial aid for students in need, allowing Hopkins to make all admissions decisions on a so-called need-blind basis. I get choked up even saying it. That's supposed to ensure all applicants get a fair shot at admission, regardless of their ability to pay for their education. You want to impact social change, economic mobility, you want to address income inequality, you can do it through education. Joining me now, my dear friend, a hero of mine, Jeffrey Canada, founder and CEO of the Harlem Children's Zone, a nonprofit for kids and families in New York City's Harlem neighborhood. Jeffrey, great to see you. Walk me through, because you have been involved from the beginning with this. Walk me through the specifics of a gift like this.
Well, this is stunning, all right? So first of all, let's just deal with that number, $1.8 billion. Mike saw a problem, and he solved it himself. And he took care of that. But now he still has his regular foundation. This is not all he's doing.
But tell me how it works.
He's going to make sure every single child who qualifies for Hopkins can get into that school. Because, you know, schools have to balance their budget. They need a certain number of very wealthy kids when you go to an elite school to pay that tuition, or else the school's not going to be profitable. It squeezes out all of the folks in the middle. Okay. There's a whole bunch of kids in the middle whose parents can't afford those tuitions.
This is what I want to talk about, because all day, every day, we talk about the forgotten American, that flyover American that in the last 2 years reminded us, hey, I'm here, I matter.
Yeah.
When it comes to college tuition, we see kids at the top, they can pay for it. Yeah. And oftentimes kids that are the most financially needy, there's packages there waiting. Yeah. But it's those kids with hard-working parents who are working, teachers, engineers, lots of jobs, but they simply cannot afford, if you've got 2 kids, a $50,000 education. Impossible. Is that the kid that will be remembered here?
That is what this is designed to do, and the kids it's designed to help. And, you know, look, I woke up this morning to a headline in the Times that said the American dream is alive in China. And they talked about if you were an 18-year-old poor kid in the United States versus China, the Chinese kid had a better opportunity. That's a disgrace in our country. We've got to make sure that this American dream really lives. And you, as a working parent, you've got 2 kids, your kid can qualify to get in one of these elite schools, and yet you don't have the money, you can't afford to take out the loans, you don't have any way to pay for that. That's not an America I'm proud of, and good for Bloomberg to say, I'm solving that at Hopkins.
But he's solving it, and listen, I'm so glad he is. He's just solving it at one school.
Yeah.
We've got schools around the country, not just colleges, but primary schools, high schools, cutting budgets. Yes. Teachers can't even afford to support themselves. Yeah. Walk us through the social impact, the economic impact on this country when our kids aren't getting a good education.
Well, all you have to do is ask any of the titans of industry, where do they have to find their educated employees? They want those V1 visas so that they can import talent, because we're not producing enough of it here in America. That's a disgrace. We have undercut our education. We have decided it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you pay an educator. You can pay a teacher so little that they literally have to end up driving Ubers in order to afford to pay their rent. And we think we're going to educate the next generation of Americans. That's a disgrace. We need to do something. And you're right, Bloomberg's gift is for Hopkins. It's a signal, though. And I looked at that top 20 list on that Forbes sort of billionaires list, and I thought there are a lot of folk there who could step up and make a huge difference by putting that kind of money. Now, we're not talking $100, $200 million. That's significant. Bloomberg set a high water mark. This is what we should do about issues we care about.
He's doing it with private funding, though. Take me to the federal government. Yeah. Because when President Trump was elected, he was elected by that forgotten American, those flyover states who said, I'm angry, help me.
That's right.
Bloomberg is actually addressing that voter at just this one school, Hopkins. from a federal level, from a government level, what can the president do in terms of education to help or address or solve this? These are his voters.
Well, you know what? The federal government used to be a major supporter of colleges and tuitions and the state schools. And we've decided it just wasn't an investment we wanted to make as a nation. And it's a disgrace. And you have seen
making our kids smarter, better, and more prepared for the future.
This squeeze has happened at the federal level and at the state level where we have withdrawn the dollars necessary to allow poor and middle class families to afford college and tuition. I know families right now who, when they think about college, they just say we can't afford it. It's not going to be possible. And that's really unfortunate. And by the way, we need a signal. Can you imagine? The President of the United States needs to give a signal. Here's one man. He gave a clear signal. I care about this. This is important. It'd be nice to have the president. It'd be nice to have the vice president. It'd be nice to have the Congress really say, we're going to support these Americans. We're going to make sure that they have an opportunity for the American dream. I think it's time for everybody to step up, and Bloomberg has certainly laid down the gauntlet.
Jeff Canada, thank you for your life's work. I sincerely appreciate it.
What a pleasure, Stephanie.
Always great to see you, Jeff Canada. And how about that $1.8 billion to help students live their best futures?
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.